going on today, folks? I hope you're all doing really good. I'm struggling today. I've tried that little thing 3 or 4 times and probably more than that. It's pretty sad when you can't even play your own stuff, you know what I mean? So what I was just playing there was something I kind of pieced together over the years. I'm really not even sure when. I was a teenager. I can remember like learning this. And I don't know, probably 20 years ago or something like that, I come up with this. Which is kind of neat. That's why I wanted to share this. So you get all these major 7 chords, right? Then a minor, then another major 7. I don't know what that is, maybe some kind of sus. I'm just playing an F chord without barring the first fret. And, so you got like an E chord slid up, and I'm just playing the top, the bass note. And these strings are open, okay? There's actually more to this little progression I kind of pieced together over the years, but I just thought it was always kind of neat how it went from this stuff. So you got D major 7. I'm going to turn this amp down for a second, guys, and just use the 1, but now I got to turn that one up just a little bit. Okay, so anyway, it's just kind of drowning my voice out, I feel. So we got D major 7, right? And that's F major 7. So D major 7, F major 7, E minor 7, and then you got another, well, this is D sharp major 7 or E flat major 7, okay? And then we got this. Leave it in the comments, guys, if you know what that is. I'm not a chord chemist, but I believe it's some kind of sus chord, maybe. So it's basically like playing an F chord, but I'm leaving the B and the E string open. It gives you that kind of spooky sound. Anyway, so somewhere along the lines, I pieced these 2 pieces together, and also added like a kind of like a bridge section to it too. It's kind of funky to play against. I can remember trying to play a drum track against it, and it was really awkward feeling, which is exactly what I want. I want it to be, I don't want to make something that's so complicated that it doesn't sound good either. I just wanted something that was a little different. I think I got it. So again, you got D major 7, F major 7, E minor, E flat major 7, and then, so these major 7 shapes, always, I've used these a lot. So in this case, we have the A string in the 6th, we have the D string in the 5th, and then we're barring the last 3 strings in the 3rd fret. Gives you that major 7 sound, right? Same here. You can move this all around, all right? So, somewhere along the lines that just kind of morphed into its own thing, like I said, but and then I kind of, morphed in these little movements in between, the little slides and the, So you get these 2 little off kind of rhythms happen, when you pick and fingers. So almost like a piano chord, right? And I'll ghost note that sometimes, right? So you get another little nuance in there, but without even thinking about it or calculating any of it. It just kind of happens naturally sometimes. And if it feels good, I just keep doing it, you know. Again, little ghosts in between. So you could ghost every one of them, you know, ahead of the chord strike itself. It gives it a kind of a cool flavor, jazzy flavor in my opinion, because you kind of hear that stuff in jazz, like bass players will, you know, they'll ghost the note and hit it after, so it gives you that little kind of a flavor, I guess, or a nuance, whatever you'd like to call it. But I thought it was really odd how those chords went together. And you know, major 7 chords, they have kind of a happy, tense feeling at times. Now E minor 7 should be more tense than those, you know. The minor 7 actually sounds kind of sweeter to me, just the way I've arranged these other chords, okay? So another major 7, and then some really odd stuff there, but that's kind of how it happens, you know. I've taken little tidbits of this stuff that I stumbled onto years ago, and I've kind of tried to stitch a few of them together. The other part I was playing was just E minor and then A, but I'm only playing the A string, D string, and G string in the second. That kind of thing. And I'll kind of rattle it around, you know. Okay, so this is the other shape, which is E string 3rd fret, A string 2nd fret, D string 3rd fret. I really don't play the A note, but it just helps with the grip. Okay? Sometimes I'll do that and I won't play the note, but it just helps me with the grip and the location of the chord, you know what I mean? So again, it was little shape at the end is this. We got the E string and the D string in the 2nd fret, and the G string's in the 3rd. I'm not playing the A, not playing that. I'm playing the bass string, which is F sharp, and these three here, G, the D, G, and B. And sometimes I don't play the B until the end to give it that little sprinkle of spookiness, or whatever you want to call it, guys. But anyway, it's kind of a fun, it's kind of like an exercise for me now. I mean, unless one of my friends write lyrics for something like that, which is going to be tough, but instrumental, I think it'd be just a good thing to mess around with. So again, it's just really odd the way, like I said, that's what caught my ear and stood out the most was the minor 7 chord sounded a little sweeter to me. Like, now that major 7 chord's really beautiful, right? They all are. But it depends on what goes before or after them. Now that E minor 7 doesn't sound out of place. It sounds like it, I'm sure it's related, so, but it doesn't sound like a minor chord usually does. Minor chords usually sound like dark, you know. But and then this condition, not condition, but in this little God, I can't even say it. Progression that we're learning today. It does kind of stick out as being kind of happy sounding. So I love those chords too. That was kind of the bridge section I think I made up. I have a recording of it somewhere. I'll have to dig around, but anyway, guys, I just thought I'd share that with you. Not because it was something I come up with, but just something to try. That little concept of major 7 chords, and then some, like dark kind of spooky chords in with it. It's really neat how, like I was saying before, how it usually if you add a major 7 chord in a song, it kind of brightens it and shines it up, in that spot. But in this case, we're playing more major 7 chords than we are anything else, and they sound dark compared to the stuff that usually would. And that's why I just wanted to share this with you, and hopefully you guys experiment with that kind of stuff, because there's a lot to be had and found just by accident, honestly, messing around with that kind of thing, Now, obviously, we don't hear major 7 chords in like death metal and that kind of stuff, but in jazz and even in like pop music, major 7 chords are used a lot. So I figured it was worth a video, and just show you how they can kind of relate and how things can be different when played, on either side of the major 7 chord. So I hope this helps, and I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll get some more lessons coming up real soon, and I got some more repair work that I got to take care of too. I had some people that call me and want some stuff done, so I'll do some vids of that too. It's nothing too major, just some setup work and a few mods and a few other little things. So I'll try to sneak some more guitar playing in there when I can, and we'll just kind of take it as we have to, day by day, right? All right, guys, thanks again. I hope this little lesson was kind of fun, and hopefully you guys, get a little something out of it, and experiment with that stuff. I think it's really kind of a lost art of people. You watch YouTube and you learn the guy's stuff note for note, because he shows it to you note for note, and it just seems like instead of people sitting around experimenting on their own like we used to, when there was no internet, I just think it's kind of becoming a lost thing, and it's still very valuable in my opinion to experiment with stuff, and just try to see what voices work with other voices and try them in different combinations and that kind of thing, which is, again, I think it's kind of a lost thing at times now. I'm going on YouTube to learn, and I think it's great. Don't get me wrong, obviously I'm running a YouTube channel here, but again, I really believe that, it comes down to the person and their kind of practice routine and how much they want to get back out of it, and that kind of thing. So don't be afraid to experiment and mess around with chords and phrases and scales and that kind of thing. Mix them up. That's where you're going to get new stuff, because if we just keep copying everybody else's scales and runs, eventually it's just going to be that, and there isn't going to be anything new happening, that's any good, at least. All right, guys, I'll stop yakking and blabbing, and thanks to all the new subscribers that showed up. I really appreciate all the support and everything, and thanks to all the people that have stuck with me from day one. I really appreciate that too. If you haven't subscribed and you feel like doing it, like and subscribe. It really helps me out. I appreciate it. And we'll try to get some videos up every day like I usually do. So Be good, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, okie doke.